The KXAN News Podcast is sponsored by Shelf Genie.
A woman charged with killing 3 children inside a Texas home, the oldest only 6. We tracked the activity at the house just before the 911 call was made. A surge in stomach bugs nationwide, why health officials consider one a superbug.
Beautiful end to a gorgeous day. We've got a lot of warmth ahead, but I'll show you when a major pattern change brings a big cool down.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Rush. We start tonight with a triple murder investigation out of Ellis County, south of Dallas. 3 children were found dead and 2 others injured inside a home in the town of Italy. 25-year-old Shemaiah Hall is charged with 3 counts of capital murder. Relatives and neighbors tell our affiliate in Dallas she is the children's mother. The Ellis County Sheriff's Office says a 6-year-old boy and 5-year-old twins, a boy and a girl, were killed. 2 other children, a 4-year-old and a 13-month-old, were seriously injured.
I just want everybody to know them are some beautiful angels. And I love them, and I know God will never make no mistake. And I just want to say, they gained their wings.
Officers were first called to the home at about 4 yesterday. Before that, the sheriff's office says Child Protective Services came to the house to conduct a home visit and decided to remove the children from the home. It was after that that the caseworker called 911. A passenger on a private plane headed for Virginia died from an issue related to turbulence. 5 people were aboard the aircraft while traveling from New Hampshire to Virginia. The plane diverted to an airport in Connecticut after a medical emergency yesterday. A person on board was taken to a nearby hospital and later died. NTSB investigators interviewed 2 crew members and surviving passengers as part of a probe into the deadly encounter with turbulence. Now, we reported earlier this week that 7 people suffered minor injuries during a rough turbulence on a commercial flight from Austin to Germany. It had to be diverted to Washington, D.C. Matthew McConaughey and his wife were among those passengers. They were not hurt. If you would like to learn more about exactly what causes turbulence, head to KXAN.com and click on this story.
First warning weather with meteorologist Nick Bannon.
Let's take you out to the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center, where it is a gorgeous beginning to your evening. In fact, earlier this week, I spoke with them about their wildflower forecast for the season. You can check that out on KXAN.com right now if you'd like. Of course, a lot of bluebonnets popping up on the side of the highways here over the last few days. Temperatures outside right now, middle 70s in Austin, low 80s still in the hill country. We're a good 5 to almost 15 degrees warmer than we were this time yesterday. We reached the low 80s in Austin, and right now we've got a completely clear sky. That's not going to change tonight for Austin FC's next game against Montreal at Q2 Stadium with a 7:30 kickoff. 70 degrees at 7 as people are heading in, 9 o'clock 64, and as people are heading home, 60 degrees, clear skies at 11. Coming up in First Warning Weather, we'll give you an update to your Sunday forecast and why it may not start quite as sunny. We've got a warm stretch continuing, but we'll show you a big change, bringing colder air by the middle of the month.
Thanks, Nick. UT Austin researchers are trying to figure out why Black and Hispanic children are much more likely to go to the hospital for asthma issues. Researchers found that Black kids are usually 7 times more likely than white kids to go to emergency room for asthma-related complications. Hispanic kids are twice as likely.
We've had and recognized these disparities for decades, and we haven't made a dent in them. And so until we have to move beyond measuring the disparities and saying, okay, we know they're there, to really doing something about it. And we can't do something about it until we kind of know what the underlying causes are.
Now that the researchers have that data, they can look at specific causes to hopefully inform policymakers and reduce this health disparity. The CDC is tracking the surge in severe stomach flu, sending children and adults to ERs nationwide. The agency warns of a new drug-resistant strain of superbug that it deems a serious public health threat. Maggie Vespa reports.
Tonight, the latest chapter in America's monster cold and flu season, making stomachs churn coast to coast.
Mama's got a house full of sick babies.
The CDC flagging stunning surges in multiple debilitating stomach bugs, namely norovirus. The rate of tests coming back positive nearly doubling since January, now at a staggering 17%. The ultra-contagious virus, which can cause days of vomiting, diarrhea, and fever, clobbering kids and adults alike.
Yeah, I'm traumatized a little bit.
Chicago area wife and mom Emily Ferret says the bug hit 4-year-old Hannah first, then swept through the family, hitting her and her 2-year-old Levi at the same time.
We're texting my husband. I'm like, you need to come home from work. It was so intense. I was like, I don't know how to function right now.
Many families rushing to emergency rooms.
Does that mean they've been throwing up for some period of time, like it's been ongoing?
Yeah, so some people say, hey, I've been vomiting for several days. I can't keep anything down. The treatment is supportive care. So things like staying hydrated, resting when you can.
This week, the CDC also sounding a separate alarm about Shigella, another stomach bug that in the last decade has increasingly become drug resistant. 5% of cases last year deemed almost untreatable. The agency calling the bacteria a serious public health threat.
One thing stunning patients here, hand sanitizer does not kill neurovirus. Doctors stress washing your hands with soap and water.
That was Maggie Vespa reporting. Still to come, it is barbecue time at Rodeo Austin. We'll talk to some of those hoping to cook up a win in this tough competition. Rodeo Austin kicked off events this weekend with the Barbecue Austin competition happening today. Our multicultural reporter Jayla Washington gives us a first-hand look at this Texas tradition.
Hey, super excited to be out here today. This is my first rodeo. Barbecue Austin is kicking off Rodeo Austin's March events. There are so many families that are kind of coming out here today, and let me tell you, the food does not disappoint. Now, some people might say it does not get more Texas than this. There are more than 250 teams here for the barbecue cook-off. You've got kiddos out here competing, juniors, having a lot of fun. There are more than 130 tents, people coming to taste the brisket, the chicken, beans, sauce, ribs. Oh my gosh, that is some good brisket. All day today, they're going to be tasting and sampling times for the public. This is technically free. They're just asking that you give a donation in exchange. I had the chance to catch up with some of the cooks out here today. Listen to what they had to say. If you win today, how are you going to feel?
I'm probably going to pick up a chair. Just do this.
Put those on at 5 this morning, make the damn best brisket in Texas. Not just the best.
Oh, that's coming from Greg Hamilton up there, you know. If he'd go back and run for sheriff, he'd probably do a lot better than he does cooking. You know, a lot of us out here, we are competing competitively, but we are all really a family out here.
So you guys have until 11 o'clock to come out here tonight. Look at how good this looks. The ribs, the brisket, the chicken, the sausage. Why would you not come out here? I mean, seriously, I just was joking. I'm like, I probably have chicken in my mouth as we speak right now. Again, 11 o'clock, come out here. Lots of fun, guys, and all for a good cause. I'm reporting at the Rodeo Austin, Jayla Washington, KXAN News.
Thanks, Shayla. Well, official barbecue contest results will be in tomorrow, and the main Rodeo Austin events start next weekend.
I guess she can't say it's not her first rodeo because it was. An update on pollen count here today. Ash, cedar, oak, grass, all low. Ash is the only one trending higher. The rest are trending lower than yesterday. Temperature's been trending higher. We got into the low 80s in Austin. We'll show you some even warmer numbers before an abrupt change of heart in the weather. We'll show you that in First Warning Weather.
This KXAN News podcast is brought to you by Shelf Genie. I'm Rosie Newberry from KXAN Studio 512. Considering replacing your kitchen cabinets? Struggling to find or reach things? Go to shelfgenie.com/Austin. Shelf Genie designs custom pull-out shelves for your existing cabinets, adding convenience and value to the most used room in your home. Shelf Genie custom pull-out shelves, everything in reach.
At least 5 people were killed when severe storms, including several small tornadoes, swept through Kentucky yesterday. The powerful storms also destroyed homes, downed power lines, and uprooted trees. There are hundreds of thousands of people there without power. Kentucky's governor today talked about how powerful the storm was.
I could feel the walls moving here in Franklin County when some of those wind gusts came through.
The governor says it could be several days before power is back on.
First Warning Weather with meteorologist Nick Bannon.
For us, very quiet weather here this weekend, and that shouldn't change a whole lot for tomorrow. Gorgeous setting sunshine at the Palms Car Wash in Northwest Austin. A lot of lines at car washes here today after that storminess on Thursday blew in a lot of West Texas dust, and it settled on your car, so you may have to deal with that too. 75 is where we stand now, and we'll be falling into the 60s and 50s here tonight. Really almost cloudless through the entire state. Here's why that changes a little bit into tomorrow morning. Just the slightest increase in humidity that you're not going to feel too much, but you may see it a little bit in the form of some patchy fog to begin your Sunday. I think patchy fog or low clouds not going to be around too much. 7, 8, 9 in the morning, and then it's just about gone here by 10. And then the rest of the day of your Sunday, sunshine again and gorgeous like today was, and we're back in the 80s. There's going to be a much bigger push of humidity and therefore a lot more clouds and fog to begin the new work week. Even a little bit of drizzle around to start your Monday morning. But then Monday, by midday, the sun is out, and then we've got a lot of sun for your Monday afternoon. Tuesday looks similar. A lot of clouds, some areas of fog and drizzle to begin the day before the sun comes out by the afternoon, if not earlier. Temperatures across the state quite a bit warmer than yesterday. Mostly it's in the 70s, and we think that we're going to be back up to near 80 again by tomorrow, just like we were today. We start down in the low 50s in the morning, and then we're up into the mid 70s by noon and 80 for the high here tomorrow afternoon. We should be around 70, so it's a good 10 degrees above average for this time of year. Your forecast tonight, calling for a low of 52. Clear this evening, but patchy fog comes in well after midnight. A little bit of a breeze at first here tonight, but that will settle down into the day tomorrow. After the fog lifts away, back to mostly sunny skies again, and a high of 80. Slightly cooler tomorrow than today, because I think we just get a slightly slower start on the sunshine because of some of the patchy fog and low clouds around, but still warm. We do get warmer, 84 Monday, 87 on Tuesday, which should be the warmest day of the week, although Wednesday is going to be close at 85, staying well above that normal of 70 for the week. And with that increase in warmth also comes an increase in humidity. We're going to be settling in the humid category beginning Monday through most of the week until a very sharp change by the end of the week. That sharp change is as a result in part of an area of low pressure bringing some storminess to California. It's going to bring us some chances for rain beginning Wednesday, but especially Thursday into Friday. A much better chance for wet weather as a cold front blows through. That cold front is going to bring significant temperature changes. Look at the departure from normal graphic here. See all the cold locked up in the western states while we're settling in well above normal. Well, by the end of the week, we start to taste that below normal air. And the outlook from the Climate Prediction Center for the middle of the month, 12th through 18th, spring break time, cooler than normal for us. So get ahead of that. By looking at our first warning weather 7-day forecast, you can see the preview of the chill at the end of the 7-day. We've got 5 days of 80s. Then that cold front knocks us into the 70s on Friday. Rain and storm chances Thursday and Friday, and then noticeably cooler in the 60s by Saturday.
This is KXAN Sports, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
Texas closed out its regular season with a top 10 showdown against third-ranked Kansas, who have been winners of 7 in a row before today. Senior day for Texas, the 5 seniors honored: Marcus Card, Timmy Allen, Christian Bishop, Dylan Dessou, and Jabari Rice. Before the game, Arterio Morris early on with the steal, feeds it ahead of Jabari Rice for the dunk, 11-7 Texas. Then Christian Bishop, he misses that, but finds Arterio Morris in the corner for the 3. Longhorns up by 8. The lead would grow from there. Timmy Allen finding Tyrese Hunter for the 3-pointer. 20 points for Hunter, 25-14 Texas. And then Jabari Rice with the drive and the layup right there to put Texas up by 11. First half going well, and the good times will continue in the second half. Dylan Dessou with the alley-oop, layup, and 1. Smiles at the camera for good measure. Texas up by 13 after he makes the free throw. Then Dessou again with a strong layup inside. Texas still a double-digit lead, but here comes Kansas. Grady Dick, their star, hitting the 3-pointer. First points of the game for him, but Texas up by 7 still, and they methodically get back to double digits. Christian Bishop with a layup inside right there. Jabari Rice, big day for him. He drains this 3-pointer. That's all day. 23 points to lead Texas for Rice. Longhorns up by 14, and then Tyrese Hunter driving, missing, but Dylan Dessou with the exclamation point. The rebound, one-hand jam. 9 points and 5 rebounds for Dessou on the day. Efficient. Texas wins 75-59. Not a better way to close out a wild regular season for Texas. So the Longhorns conclude the regular season 23-8 overall, 12-6 in the Big 12. They clinched the number 2 seed in next week's Big 12 tournament. As for the women, they were on the court as well. Today, they just wrapped up their game against the Kansas State Wildcats. We've got highlights next to sports, or as when sports continues. Keep it here. UT women's basketball team needed an Oklahoma loss and a victory over Kansas State to clinch their first outright Big 12 championship since 2003. Instead, Oklahoma won, so the best Texas could do is tie for the title, which hasn't happened in 19 years. Now, they blew out Kansas State in their first meeting New Year's Eve, and they did the same thing today, this time on the road in Manhattan, Kansas, that is. Khadija 5 making the transition layup to put Texas up 8-0. Then Shaylee Gonzalez gets it around that same spot, makes that layup plus the foul. 21 points to lead Texas for Gonzalez. Taylor Jones, she was also a beast inside today, that hitting that turnaround jumper to put Texas up by 19. She had 17 points on the day, and the lead just would continue to grow for Texas in the second half. Deanna Gaston hits that one to put the Longhorns up by 25-16 for Gaston. Texas blows the Wildcats away, winning 80-52, clinching a share of their first Big 12 regular season title since 2004. All right, MLS, Austin FC can't wipe the slate clean exactly, but they can officially be over last week's season opening loss with a win tonight against Montreal. Austin FC got the best of Montreal last year, but that was last year. However, Montreal is coming in feeling a little sore themselves as they too are winless after getting blanked by Miami 2-0 last week. Austin FC wants to take advantage of the home field and get the first 3 points of the season.
We will have an idea who the opponent is, but more about us, creating more clear-cut chances, knowing that the game looks a certain way in the beginning part of the game, and then as the game goes on, there is a cumulative effect that we feel happens, that we should start to create chances just like we did the other night. And we have to be mindful of that and be more efficient in the final third. I think that was one of the things that was lacking.
All right, 7:30.
7:30
at Q2 Stadium.
You know, he'll know. He's a huge soccer fan.
Oh, I'll be
huge.
watching.
Yeah, that's right. So tomorrow, much like today, very nice day.
Yeah, just a little bit of patchy fog possible in the morning here tomorrow. Not everybody gets it, and if you don't, you start with sunshine, and then you get it even if you started with some fog. A lot of sun through the day here tomorrow as high temperatures head for 80, so another day in the 80s. Not bad.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night. Hope to see you back here at 10 o'clock.